Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 6th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So let me go and set up this room real quick and we'll get started with our session for today. Let's see, we're good right there. One of the things here to set up. And then we should be good to kick off our analysis for this morning. All right, a couple of things here. And I think we're good. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, solid. There we go. Nice. Hey guys, morning everybody. Morning David, morning Ruin, morning Melanie, morning Marlon, morning Solo. Today is Wednesday, April 6th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. Let me let everybody to the room real quick. As people start joining, I'm going to go ahead and put the liquidity lines up so that we can be aware of like where price may be pushing today. It looks like there's a lot of liquidity on the top side today. So maybe we'll get a bullish push overall. I'll have to check the retail sentiment and the fundamentals though to confirm, but there's a lot of liquidity here on the top, as you guys can see. Price has been having a steady push to the bottom pretty much all London session and pre-market. So yeah, a ton of liquidity right there. It's like a super steady push down. Like it never came up and hit liquidity, it just kind of kept pushing down lower and lower. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like shortly once more people join the room over here. So I mean, it looks pretty solid with all the liquidity on the top side. I'm gonna go to the clean chart. I'm gonna do the same thing. So we got a couple right here. Bottom. Majority of it's really over here on the top side. All right, let's wrap this up right here. There's so much liquidity. I haven't seen this much liquidity like so cleanly placed in a while, because usually price has been super choppy, so it's been knocking everything out of the way. But this morning is a lot of liquidity right there. All right, so we got that all marked up. 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. So let's see who's here. Hey, Solo, morning. Morning, Solo. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Matthew. Morning, Peter. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Talanji. Morning, Jez. Morning, Mauricio. Happy hump day to you as well. Morning, Matt. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Dell. Morning, Miles. Morning, John. Morning, Kenneth. Morning, Stern. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Nick. Morning, Funny. Morning, Rick. Morning, Professor. Rick said branding's on point today, right? And I got the K2 shirt on. I got new K2 shirts and K2 tank tops actually coming in, guys, by next week. So I'll post those up on the website if you guys are interested in them. Morning, Lily. Morning, Jessica. Morning, everybody. Let's see. We got a couple of messages here pre-market. Let's see. We got a message from Jermaine. He said, today's my last day. I got to go Hail Mary. Might have to try and catch that. So all right, so I think that's it for right now, guys. All right, so it's 6:28 right now. Let me take a look at the retail sentiment and fundamentals real quick before market opens. So looking over here at retail sentiment, it is currently 55% or 50% short. So there's really no sentiment right now. I don't like when the market's like this because we don't really have a direction to be looking towards. But this is not going to be too much of a use for us today. It's at 50%, so it's not really at any number at this point. It can go either way. Fundamentals right now are currently sitting at 216 points in the red. We'll see what happens when the market actually opens. That might do swing to the upside. Looking at the market pre-market over here, the Dow is down 219 points, S&P is down 39 points, and NASDAQ is down 219 points. So all of the indices are down right now pre-market. So, I mean, we'll see how that affects the market. Other than that, we will see where the market opens at. But the market is very bearish right now. Obviously, you can see it's been bearish since London session. So you can see right here, market was kind of consolidating and ranging around the London session. And since then, it's just dropped. So I think it's about time for it to swing back up. It's way too overextended to the downside. So it's probably going to swing up on open, but who knows? We'll see. This is what we might see. We might see an initial push to the downside to hit liquidity, and then a swing all the way back up to hit all the liquidity up here. There's like way too much liquidity on the top side. So we'll see where it goes from there anyways, but market is opening in about 5 seconds. So let's see if that's what happens here. So we did have that push right there. I wouldn't be surprised if price swings all the way back up. So it hit liquidity. And let's see if it ends up swinging back up or if it keeps pushing down lower. The fundamentals are obviously going to be very red right now. So refreshing this right here, they're down 266 points. So I have to see where it goes at this point. Hey, Randy, morning. Morning, Al. Morning, iPad. Morning, iPhone. iPhone. Morning, Dave. Morning, Lily. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So market is now open. Same situation as yesterday. You can see the same exact pattern. Price spiked down and then it spiked right back up. So I would be surprised if it pushes all the way up and hits all the liquidity up there. Because there's so much sitting up there right now. So if this closes right here with a strong green candle, we need a buy signal. But if it does close with a buy signal and the strong green candle, then this would be the breakout. Otherwise, we need a strong red candle to confirm it. So just to show you guys here, this is the liquidity that was knocked out. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this off, but just remember that price did hit liquidity down here. My guess is that price is going to come right back up from that point, hit liquidity on the upside. But right now, all of the confirmations are indicating a sell because the fundamentals are currently red. Retail sentiment is not useful right now. So I'd be very wary about taking a buy. However, if you want to take something speculative, I do think, price can have to hit liquidity up here at some point. So we need a strong green candle with a buy signal in order for that to be breakout, or we need a strong red candle confirming the direction of momentum, which is a sell right now. It's been a sell momentum since 609. Let me check if there's any news this morning. Today is Wednesday, April 6th. We have news at 7 and 7:30. So I'm just going to mark that up on the chart. So we got news at 7 and 7:30. And then I'm going to mark up opening price right here. All right, so price is coming, well, it came right back down to opening price, and then price came down to opening price, and then it rejected right off it. So if this closes as a strong red candle, this will be the breakout for today. However, as I mentioned, it's super overextended. So I don't know if this is a good trade to take. I still find it to be super, super risky, for obvious reasons here. So this is going to be the breakout right there. If you guys want to take it, feel free. I'm going to take it for like a little push, looks like. I just took it for like 100 pips. I don't feel too comfortable with it. If I feel comfortable with it, I'll take it for the full move. I just took it for 100 pips right now. I locked in about 1,000 off that, 1,350. So if you guys are taking this trade, make sure to move your stop loss in profit as it continues to move lower. Because, if you guys are listening to my analysis here, this thing is like super overextended, guys. It's been pushing since London Open over here. This is London Open at midnight. It's literally been dropping for like the past like 6 hours now. So I'll follow it. It's not one that I would recommend, but I will follow it. I only took it for about 100 pips right now on the initial open, but it's not one that I'm going to hold for the full move because it's just way too risky. So I'm gonna wait for it to kind of smoothen out a little bit, and then if it continues to drop, then maybe I'll re-enter and then hold it a little bit longer. But right now, I don't trust the move right now. It's just too far down. Because if you saw my analysis from this morning, I mentioned price is probably gonna come down, hit liquidity, and then swing right back up to hit liquidity up here. Because there's so much liquidity if you just look up here. Like this whole area has to get triggered at some point. This whole area and this whole area up here. So this is why you guys want to be super careful about taking trades that are like where it's just kind of too obvious, like when price pushes down for so long, it's gonna have to push up. So when it's so obvious like this, you definitely don't want to take any big risks. Or if you're going to take some trades, maybe trade within it, because it's just last thing you want to do is put all your eggs in one basket for the breakout, and then you see a variation later and you're like, oh crap, I should have taken the variation. Nice. Yeah, Rami did the same thing. Rami said, hit first 100 pips and I'm done. Yeah, no, I did the same thing, Rami. Peter said Yellen will make it drop even more. Is Yellen speaking today, Peter? I didn't see that on the calendar. Oh, she is speaking. Oh, you're right. Okay, so she's speaking at 7. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with Treasury Secretary Yellen, she's like really big on regulation. So when she speaks, she's probably going to make price drop. And she's actually going to speak soon, it looks like. Anyways, let me just screenshot my profits real quick. Let's show you guys a little profit I made off of that. Nothing super crazy. I'm not convinced to take the trade yet because it's just too I just don't trust the drop right now. Maybe later when Yellen speaks, yeah, but currently right now, not so much. So, but I'll watch it with you guys. And we'll see. It's about to be 6:36 right now, so I'll follow it, and then I will look for any other further entries, along the way. But I'm just looking for some little grab and goes here, grab and go profits, if you want to call them. Yeah, there was some slippage there, which worked out in my favor. So kind of pushed the profits a bit heavier. I'll show you guys right now. But, just a reminder, guys, this is not a trade that I really recommend. I know that there hasn't been too many that I've recommended lately because the market just hasn't been moving smoothly. If the market was moving smoothly where I trusted it and I thought price going to go one way, then I would let you guys know. But I don't think this is one of them. Mainly because there's no bias. If there was a retail sentiment, like if this was like 60% long, right? Then yeah, for sure I would take the sell. But we don't have that right now. It's at 50%. It's not even moving, which is like really unusual for like sentiment because people are usually one-sided, right? If they see price going one way, people are one-sided, one way or the other. But lately, people just haven't been feeling that way, trusting it. And I actually made a lot of profit off this. The slippage was really good to me this time. I was only supposed to make 1,000. Looks like I made quite a bit more on every account because the spike down is so heavy. All right. So let me just post this in the group real quick, show you guys what I did. And this thing's so choppy on open. It hasn't even moved that much. It's kind of just bouncing around opening of the breakout. Anyways, here's my profits for that trade right there where I just took 100 pips. So as you guys can see right here, this is my my main account, 1,350. You see the green strip. I just let it hit 100 pips. That's it. Just ran the DOM, 100 pips TP. Here's my MFF or my copier, actually my FTMO copier, 1,550. Here's my MFF first one, 1,760. My MFF copier, 1,760. And then my, what's that thing called? TFF or yeah, TFF, 1,350. So, I mean, solid profits all around here. I mean, nothing crazy. It's just a quick little push. As you can see from the price movement right here, it's not really a safe trade to hold because there's no direction, right? Price generally would either go straight to TP or it'd go straight to stop loss because this is a breakout. It's supposed to be the quick move on open. But right now it's just going sideways. So I just hold off on it, guys. I wouldn't recommend entering it even right now for a late entry. I would just wait for like a different entry to come up. Breakout's just too risky at the moment. If you guys didn't make profit off it already, I would just pull out with profit if you can, or if you want to hold on to it, because there's going to be no way for you to move your stop loss and profit because it's not really moving like that. It's just swinging back and forth. Let's see. Melanie said, I've been trading my challenge account since I joined. I was down to 89K. Today, I made it back to 101. Your strategies are gold. Not perfected it, but I've been watching your videos over and over. Nice work, Melanie. No, that's great. I like to see that with a lot of people who recover their accounts. If you guys are just consistent and disciplined with looking for those quality entries, you guys can do perfectly fine. So, Melanie should be like a big inspiration to a lot of people here who are not doing so well, but want to do well. If you just follow the strategies properly, you're not going to perfect it right in a few days or a few weeks, but over time, you'll get better. You tie in my analysis with the strategies and you can pick up some entries pretty nicely to bring your account back to life. So I'm glad you're back in a profit, Melanie. I'm not sure if your due date is coming up soon. If it is, then maybe just get a free retry, or you can keep pushing. Maybe pass it like David did over here a few weeks back. David was like at his last 1% of his account, I think. And then he brought it, his goal was to break it back to break even, but then he ended up passing and now he's funded. So nice work, Melanie. Congrats to you. Jonathan says MT4 froze. He was supposed to close at 300, but closed at -63. Oh, that's horrible. Peter said just now, Fed's Patrick Harker is acutely concerned about inflation, seems deliberate rate hikes. Yeah, I could see that. Steven said, did you miss a breakout? Yeah, I would just hold off on entering it, Steven, because it's kind of too late for you to enter it. Also, I don't think it's not a smooth move as it normally is, because normally the breakout will either go straight to TP or it'll go straight to stop loss, right? And you guys have seen that normally that's what the breakout's supposed to do, because that's what it is, a breakout. The breakout hasn't really happened. It's kind of just moving sideways here. And there's no bias with regard to retail sentiment. It's currently at 50% still. Fundamentals are very down though. This is why I was okay with taking like a small little push. But overall, I don't know how strong is it going to push down for. We also have news coming up at 7, so you want to be a bit careful with that. Randy's asking triple confluence if it breaks low. So there'd be no triple confluence right here, Randy. The triple confluence would, so I'll use this for an example. There's like, let me just turn this off right here. If price pushes up here, or I mean, it wouldn't even qualify as that, because the thing is this low here hasn't been established yet. I think you might have been talking about this low right here, right? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think you were talking about this one over here, right? The low that was there earlier. In order for it to be a triple confluence, this right here would have to, you would need to have a sell signal. There's a sell signal already active, so it wouldn't be possible for it to be a second sell signal. You would need to have a green buy signal retrace up. And then if you got a sell signal that dropped and closed below here and closed right there, that would be a triple confluence. But yeah, there's no triple confluence that would be available anytime soon, because there's no sell signal on the way. Technically, if this closes as a buy signal, then yeah, we can probably have one come up, and then it might be below this point right here, Randy. So I'll keep an eye out for that. Thanks for reminding me, because you know, that's one trade that we tend to miss a lot because it happens so fast, but it's usually a really good trade. So we'll keep an eye out for it. Other than that, I'm going to close this breakout, guys, because I don't want you guys to be hopping into it all late. You can see where price is failing to cross and close above opening price right here. We have news coming up at 7, so you guys want to be a bit careful as we continue along. Maddie said, this thing looks like it might spike up then drop when Yellen speaks. Yeah, I can see that too, Maddie. Definitely something I can see. Oh, nice, Melanie, you have 14 days left. So you can actually try and pass it. You just got to stay consistent to what you did to build that up from 89K to 101K. Because the thing is, you know, you already made how much in like a day or so, right? So like 101 minus 89. You made 12K in a very short period. You just need to make another 10K to pass. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, Melanie. And hopefully you pass your challenge, and you pass your verification, get funded within the next, you know, couple weeks or so, which is very possible. Nice. Nick said he made 845 off that. Nice work, Nick. He finally took your first trade off your funded, bro. So Nick just got funded. Nick's been with K2 for a while. He finally got funded, I think this month or a couple weeks ago. And he's been holding off because the market's been kind of trash. Took his first trade, made 845 off his first trade on the funded account. So like what you can do now, Nick, is you can just chill out. You don't have to force any trades. And then at the end of the month, you'll get your refund, like your refund for your challenge. And then you'll get your payout on top of that. So, I mean, it seems like a good deal, right? It was a good work of patience, because instead of you being the negative, you're in the positive. Other than that, T6 said there's chatter out there that Fed might release a much higher rate than expected. I can see that too. And if that happens, price can probably dump even further. JJ said, hey, Sean, bro, can I put a copier on my FTMO challenge and a funded account? You can if they're your account, JJ. You can't put it on someone else's account though. Solange said breakout usually be done by now. Red flag. Yeah, no, exactly, Solange. And that's why I took it off, because I don't want people to enter so late. Henry's asking, is there a potential V3 on the 3-minute? Let me check that out, Henry. So look real quick, 3-minute. Yes, there's a potential V3 right here. However, I think the stop loss might be a bit too close, right? Let me check real quick. Actually, I mean, it could work. It's technically a V3 right there. You just put it a little bit lower for 300 pips. There's a V3 here, but this is one that, you know, I don't know if I would take, Henry, because, you know, as I mentioned, the fundamentals are currently very bearish. But, you know, as I mentioned before, we are looking for price to push up at some point, right? Because there's so much liquidity up here. So I do see price pushing up. I don't know when it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen right before news happens over here at 7. Or let me see when Yellen's speaking. Yellen is speaking at 7 o'clock. Yeah. So when Yellen speaks, we might get a spike to the upside first and then a drop back down. But a couple red flags over here for you, Henry. Fact is that retail sentiment is at 50%, so this is useless to us. However, the fundamentals are very red. So if you look at the stock index over here, everything's pretty much red. It's not really a time that I want to take any buys. Pretty much everything's red. There's a couple of green stocks here. These 3 are irrelevant because they're not even 1 point in the green. These down here are the only ones that are, you know, somewhat green. So I don't think you'd get a strong enough push to really go and, you know, hit your TP right away. Not to say that it won't. This is what might happen. Price might push up, hit TP, and come all the way back down. But I don't want to go against any of the biases. The only bias right now we have is the fundamentals and the technicals. Fundamentals are currently bearish. They're very red. And then the technicals here are also very red. So definitely not looking for any bias at the moment until we have some sort of confirmation of a shift in bias. But as you guys can see right here, the range is starting to get tighter. So as the range does get tighter, see price just going sideways right here. As the range gets tighter, it's just preparing for a breakout, right? Breakout to the upside or breakout to the downside. No guarantee what direction it'll go, but, you know, breakout's preparing. Also, you can see price here again testing the opening price, which is this blue dotted line. Once price breaks and closes past it, we can look for the retest. So if price breaks above it, we'll look for the retest and then confirm. Once we have that, then we can confirm the switch in bias with regard to the technical side. Maybe if you see that there, then, you know, at that point, Henry, you can probably take that that buy that you're looking for. However, right now, we just don't have that, because here we go, the range gets tighter and it comes right back down. Not really much of anything happening over here. So we got that. And it's a lot easier to see here on the clean chart because, I mean, obvious reasons, you know, there's nothing else on the chart. So there goes a range right there. Not too much going on. Price did break this high, so the high is a little bit higher, but it doesn't really make a huge difference. It's just about patience, guys. Patience and waiting for this to actually give us a direction. There's no direction. You can see here on the clean chart, there's clearly no direction here at all. Price literally going sideways. Let me mark up news right there. And this is going to be opening price. And there. All right. So as you guys can see right here, this is where market open. This is opening price. Price is literally just going sideways. There's no direction that's been set. Market literally opened and it just went sideways. You can see where price is failing to break and close above, which is the opening price right here. Price comes and tests it. It's tested it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Tested it 6 times, but has failed to break and close above it. It's just, you know, testing it, but not having very much luck actually getting past it. So again, right here goes for the other attempt. Failed attempt again right there. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, next day, yep, just gonna only take really good trades with you from here on out. Yeah, I mean, that's the key, Nick. You know, now that you're funded, you're not pressured to really take trades every single day or take trades at all times, right? You kind of just want to keep locking in wins and then keep stacking up those payouts, right? That's really what it is. your trading style changes once you get funded. When you're on your challenge and or verification, you guys are kind of pressured to pass. But once you're funded, you really just want to win because it doesn't matter at the end of the month or end of the biweekly payout. You just want to get paid out. So just gotta stay consistent with that. Again, right here, you guys can see it failed to break and close past it. And it's right back down to where it was earlier, back into the range. So this is why I was saying not to take any buys right here, Henry, because I know you're looking at that V3 on the 3-minute. Still hasn't broken and closed past it. Let's see. Anton said we're bouncing off the 1-hour supply and demand zone. I could see that. Yeah, no problem, Henry. Peter said, let's see if Yellen drops the Dow to 34K. LOL. Rick got the sells ready. Maddie said this market's nasty. I agree. Rick said, I'm going to buy. Fuck Yellen. And Maddie said he's definitely sitting out until he sees some movement. Rick said he went from green stocks to 3 green stocks to 10 in the last 2 minutes. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Look, price over here again tried to break and close past the opening price, which is this blue dotted line I drew. This is where market opened. And then it just comes right back down. So we'll see if it actually closes above it. I mean, that's the main thing. So if it breaks and closes past it, then great. We're going to look for maybe the switch and bias. Right here is too close. You can see it got really close to the opening price, and then it just came back down. So you can see the area right here where it's having a difficulty breaking and closing past. Yeah, iPhone said 22 minutes and no good movement. I agree. Anton said take the buy off the supply demand zone, but I wouldn't recommend because we're bearish right now. Yeah, no, same here. We're very bearish at the moment until the until the fundamentals here start to shift. I know they're starting to shift slowly, but it's not really enough to make a big change. So here's the thing: the stocks here are changing to green, but they're not very strong, right? They're only up like less than a point. So these right here are kind of relevant. These 3 stocks right here, or yeah, 4 stocks are actually irrelevant because they're not even down more than 1 point. The thing with the red stocks here is that Salesforce is down so much. It's down 7 points. Microsoft down 8 points. Home Depot's down 5 points. These are down like high numbers, right? So they have a lot of weight aligned with them versus the green stocks down here. So like, we'll see where it pushes from there. Here we go with the breakout. Well, not really a breakout yet, but we have break and close above. Now what we'll be looking for is a retracement. See where those price broke above it. We'll see if price comes back down for the retracement. This is what I'm looking for. Retracement to the downside. Well, actually, look, news is coming up in 5 minutes. So this is what might happen. Price might just fake out to the upside. I wouldn't recommend anyone chasing the buys here because price might push up, but then you got to keep in mind that Yellen is speaking here at 7. Yellen tends to make the price drop, right? So if you guys have seen Jay Powell, when Jay Powell speaks, price goes up. When Yellen speaks, price goes down because Jay Powell is more so inclined to open market, while Yellen is inclined to regulation. So she's going to regulate. She's going to speak about regulation, and I mean, I can just see this coming right back down here when she speaks. So I wouldn't recommend chasing this. This is temporary. I see this as a temporary push to the upside. Yeah, same with Maddie over here as well. Yeah, iPhone said mega accumulation during the open can lead to something intense. Yeah, which is I definitely agree as well. Rick said risky Rick says buy. Yeah, and then come back down to opening price, right? Rick said almost hit a stop by 3 points. We'll see. Yeah, so I see different analysis here from you guys. Maddie said that there is a huge supply up top iPhone said demand zone on 1 hour has been mitigated before, might pierce through. Maddie said, LOL, whoever's trading right now is gambling, might as well go to the casino. Yeah, I mean, this is a huge gamble because the thing is, Yellen is speaking in like 4 minutes, guys. So you gotta be very careful. Let me check YouTube real quick. I'm gonna see if there's a live stream of Yellen today. There's actually a news conference that's going on right now too. So let me just show you real quick. Yellen is going to be speaking to. So there's actually a news conference, or I don't know if it started or it's done already, but it said Department of Justice holds a news conference. I'm not sure what that's about. We also have Yellen over here speaking in about 3 minutes or so. So there's a lot of stuff going on again today, guys, just like yesterday. A lot of random news events that we didn't really know about. I didn't know the Department of Justice was going to be having a press conference today. They're probably going to be speaking about the war in Ukraine because, they're making all these statements against Russia. So who knows? Yeah, what a crazy time we're living in. Went from COVID to a war. Now I don't know what's going on after this. Rick said they're arresting Biden, I hope. Oh yeah, no, C6 said, yeah, it's on Hunter Biden, I'm sure. Yeah, no, because they are hiding him or whatever. I saw some like news reports. They're like renting like a $30 million mansion for like Hunter Biden. It's crazy. C6 said Trump probably got his friend Putin to flank. Yeah, I mean, they could be talking about a lot of things, but so this is going on. And then, we also got Yellen speaking shortly. So you guys want to be very careful about entering trades right now. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 2 minutes when Yellen speaks, price just starts dumping super far down here. Because it's just like, historically what happens. All right, so other than that, let me just go ahead and mark up this high right here. So we got about 2 minutes till Yellen speaks, or maybe less than 2 minutes, about a minute now. So what I see happening here is price might just consolidate a bit. And then when Yellen speaks, she's going to drop the bomb on everybody. Let me see what's going on at 7:30. I think it's oil. Yeah, crude oil inventories. So 7:30 is crude oil inventories. I know this is going to be positive news because, because the inventories are always going to be low because we're not buying oil from Russia. So it takes away one of the big countries that provides oil, and it's not going to go up anytime soon. Oh, thanks, Mauricio. Yeah, Mauricio said the International Energy Agency is releasing 120 million barrels of oil to reduce prices. Yeah, I saw that in the news too. I don't think they've released it yet though, so it's still going to be low at the moment. But yeah, maybe by next month, they'll start releasing more. But yeah, anyways, looking right here, you guys can see price is now ranging. It's kind of what we anticipated. Price did this little fake out to the upside, just a temporary push. And then now price is currently now ranging sideways before this dump happens, possibly when Yellen speaks. One thing that you guys want to be careful for if you guys are trading around this area is the fact that price can easily just bounce off, opening price right here. So Yellen hasn't started speaking yet, guys. So this push right here is still nothing really, because Yellen's about to speak soon. Department of Justice hasn't spoken. They're going to be speaking at the same time. So I want to be a bit careful with that. Yeah, let's see, nothing here. Just adjust this real quick. So Henry, look at your V3 over here. Your V3 did play out. So it kind of played out like we anticipated. It's going to push up, and then I wouldn't be surprised if it comes right back down. So if you took it, nice work, Henry. It was a good identification of a trade because it was a valid entry. It just didn't fit, all the requirements because there was no bias there. So it did hit, but it's not, it didn't like fully align with all of the things that we look for. I just noticed this right here too, Maddie. There was the V1 variation. That's not bad. It would have been like, let's see. This is the one that I've been talking to you guys about. It's like a variation to the V1. The sell right here would have been really nice though. Yeah, 160 pips. There we go. So as you guys can see, price starting to dump. Good old Yellen. You can predict what's going to happen. Like when Yellen speaks, you can predict price is going to come down because it almost always comes down. She hasn't even started speaking yet. People are already selling. All right. Oh, I see, Brock. It's all good. I mean, it happens. Yeah, Henry said, thank you. I know it was not ideal. Yeah, no, it wasn't an ideal entry, but you still spotted it really nicely, Henry. So good work on identifying that. Here, let's see. Yeah, Brock, not a smart move. Brock said he took a accidental loss on the breakout. His TP was a little wider than mine. And it's smarter, that's kind of how I trade, like how Barack said. Like whenever I lose a trade, I usually just call it a day. I don't trade anymore because I don't really lose trades very often, or I rarely lose trades. So when I do lose a trade, I know that there's either something wrong with my trade psychology or the market's just not moving right. So whenever I lose a trade, I just call it a day, and then I pick back up the next day. It's really the key thing to be able to last in this game long term. It's consistency and discipline. All right, so here we are back in the range. Yellen hasn't started speaking yet, guys. So just FYI, price probably gonna range until she starts speaking. So we'll come back and check on that a little bit later. Yeah, I know. Barack said you warned about the breakout. But yeah, no, it's fine. You're gonna make it back, Barack. It's no biggie. I mean, it happens, right? The losses happen. Whenever you guys have losses, you guys just have to accept it and move on. I see too many people get stuck on losses. They end up revenge trading. They lose more money than they would have if they would have just stopped. Or they have it eat up at them like for the entire week, where it ends up cutting into their focus the following days. So losses happen, guys. You guys just have to balance with the losses. Rami said, I hit 3 of the new variation after the live session yesterday. Pretty good for me so far. Nice. Yeah, so if you guys are wondering what variation we're talking about, there was another variation to the V1. We've covered it pretty in depth on the last mentoring session on Monday. So if you guys want to watch that, just go to the YouTube channel. And let me just pull it up for you guys here. So you guys can go here to the YouTube channel. This is what the YouTube channel looks like. Go to videos. And then the first screen one right here. This is the mentoring session from Monday. We went over a lot of stuff here, pretty much every strategy, because I know Gerald just rejoined K2. So he asked really good questions about every strategy that we've been covering lately. We covered bias, and we also covered the new variation to the V1 as well. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free. Yellen is going to start speaking soon. So they've started speaking right here for Yellen's. She's about to testify before the House Finance Committee. There she is right there. She's going to be discussing interest rate hikes and the economy here in the US. You can see price just dumped down as soon as she spoke. As soon as they showed her face, they didn't even she didn't even start talking yet, but they showed her face and price just dumped right here. So just keep that in mind, guys. Don't be surprised if price continues to dump even further when she starts speaking. Because the thing is, a lot of people know this. It's not just us. This isn't like some secret where we're like, oh, Yellen is talking, so we should sell. Like literally everybody and their moms are trying to sell right now because everybody knows that Yellen's all about regulation. So I forgot who mentioned earlier. I think it was Peter. He mentioned that there's a possibility of the rates being higher than they anticipated. And if that becomes higher, then it's not going to be good for the economy, right? Because people aren't going to be borrowing money. If people aren't borrowing money, they can't trade on margin, et cetera. So we'll see what happens from here. See yellow real quick. All right, cool. So like we got some profits over here as well that people have sent in. So let's see, we got Rami over here. He locked in a total of 287 off this account. Nice work, Rami. His second account locked in 640. Nice work off that too, Rami. And his third account locked in 600. So a total of well over 1,000 right here of all of his accounts for today. 3 trades. Nice work, Rami. Emil over here, he just passed his second account. Great work, Emil. So Emil just passed his second FTMO account. So big congrats. So another K2 member here who just passed another FTMO. Guys, so there's a scammer here messaging David. Just keep in mind, if you get a message from me, it's probably not me because my message says, I'll never message you, right? So if my username says Shanky, I will never message you again. It's ironic when that scammer is messaging you. So just keep that in mind, guys. There's a scammer that's like going around messaging people. He said, David, how's your funded challenge going? You have no problem using it. Like, guys, I'm never going to ask you a question like that. Just listen to like how this person talks. I don't even talk like that. This person tries really hard to talk like me, but I'm never going to ask you guys a stupid question like that. Like, hey, bro, how's your funded challenge going? No, I'm not going to ask you that. And I'm not going to ask you, hey, you have no problem using variation, right? It just makes no sense. So just keep that in mind, guys. Anyways, price is dropping right here. Yellen is speaking now, or she's not speaking yet, but everyone's selling off. Specifically because of Yellen. There's no entries here. If I see any entries, guys, I will let you guys know. There was actually one entry right here, but I wouldn't have taken it because it happened right off Yellen's when she started. But this is another variation to the V1. Here, I'm just going to put this right here. I'm going to change it a little bit so that you guys can see. So we got confirm. Okay, so or double body rejection. So for this strategy right here on the breakout, K2 1 minute breakout, we have we can have it where it's either a double wick rejection or double body rejection. As you can see right here, let me just circle it. There was a double body rejection right there, same level. This could have been an entry for the variation to the V1 for 401 pips. And it's still technically running, but it's, I just wanted to show you guys that that's one of the other variations that could possibly be running. But I would be careful entering any trades right now with Yellen speaking. You see how far is this right here? Let me see. All right, guys. So price is still dropping right here. This is technically, it'd be the second confirmation over here, but I'd be careful with taking any entries at this point. I want to see how far it's pushing from here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to risk it. I was kind of tempted to take maybe 100 pips or so to just catch the last little push here, but it is super risky to be taking any sells at the moment. Maybe I'll take it if it starts bouncing around. And there you go. There goes the V1 that would have hit TP right there. Other than that, let's see. Nick's asking, anyone else is MC4 disconnecting? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, MT4 might be having issues because there's probably like a lot of stuff going on with people speculating here on the trades and whatnot. Let's go real quick. Yeah, Fahad said his has been stupid this morning. Let's see. Trying to see what I'm missing here. All right, let me just scroll down a little bit. Anyways, let me take this off. We're looking for any other entries here for sells possibly. But yeah, one thing that you guys mentioned earlier was that there's no pending signal. So yeah, there would probably be no entry off that point because there's no pending signal. But we'll see if this ends up. I mean, there's another one right here too, but again, there's no pending signal. That's a requirement that we haven't really set in place yet, whether it's going to be one that we're going to be following for the variation to the V1, because I've seen it work a lot of times even without it. Like I've been kind of back testing and playing around with it for a while, and it looks like it works even without a bias. Like you can kind of just take it either way. But it just really depends on like how you want to take it. So it'll probably be an official requirement where you need the pending momentum, but realistically, it's like you can use it both ways. And I'm going to be testing it with or without the requirement just to see how it works, you know, because the thing is, if it works very well without it, then no problems keep using it. But I mean, we'll see. It's not an official strategy. So yet, but we will figure it out as time goes on. So Vided over here locked in a total of 106 for the day. Nice work, Vided. We got Kenny over here locked in a total of 2,055 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. I'm just gonna turn this off here. There's no entry here, guys. The thing is, the stop loss would have been too close, so there wouldn't be an entry there anyways. But I was just trying to show you guys that, you know, there's possibly an entry that could have came up at that point, but there wouldn't have been one because stop loss is too close. Also, the there was no pending signal. So other than that, see, Kenny did send me a message. Let's see. So there's another thing. There's a lot of things going on today, guys. There's oil execs who are testifying before the House on raising gas prices over here. And then we got Yellen speaking. And then we got the Department of Justice speaking. You guys want to be very careful. You guys are thinking of taking like any trades. Because the thing is, you might be looking for sells for Yellen, but then you might get some of this that could conflict with it. And then you get some of this that could conflict with it. There's just a lot of stuff going on today, guys, behind the scenes with regard to news and whatnot. So you guys want to be, I mean, I would just probably stay out of the market, to be honest, unless you see something really good. So let me just clean this up right here. Move this a little lower. Yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not really much to look at right now. Everything is kind of just a mess. Let me just send this stuff over so that we have these over here documented for later. There you go. As price pushes back up. As price is right here, price can just reject off this point, off the opening price. But you just got a lot of stuff that's conflicting right now. Like if it was just Yellen speaking, then, you know, you could look for sells, but then you got the Department of Justice over here, which is probably backing up, you know, all the things that President Biden is saying and all the officials are saying about Russia and the war, which could push price up. So if, you know, if the US takes a stronger stance on the war, it's going to put US in a stronger position. If they are, that's probably what's pushing price up right here. And then next Yellen might say something and then it'll just drop price back down. So you guys want to keep that in mind. There's no clear direction right now. I think the main thing that we would be looking for is retail sentiment, right? Because we want to see where everybody's trading, but it seems like nobody's really making any moves right now. A lot of this movement here is not from retail traders. A lot of the movement here is from market makers and institutions. They're trying to push price up or down while the retail traders here are just sitting on their hands because it's been 50% all session. Usually this changes, but it's been there for the past hour now. Right? So you just want to be a bit careful with taking any trades here. You know, if people aren't trading, it's probably a sign that you should probably not be trading right now. Yeah, CSUK said that the DOJ is talking about confiscating the oligarchs and other Russian assets. So if that becomes the case, the US is taking a bigger stance on the war. So that's probably what's pushing price up. But as you can see, price is still ranging. This is the high right here. And this is the low right here. Price just going back and forth, back and forth. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Rick said, Sean is like a good angel on my shoulder. I'm holding my buy at 34,338, riding it to 34,420, then back down to open. Nice. Yeah, professor said took partial profits on the breakout. I'll see you amazing folks on tomorrow. Definitely, professor. Jez is out. Brock is out. Nick's out. Nick said mine started disconnecting at open. Just started doing it again. I think I'm out for the day. Yeah, so it looks like Talaj said Wednesday being wacky, nothing new here. Fahad said has been messed up. All right, so I'm back, guys. Sorry, dogs are barking. Price is rejecting off the high over here. Hasn't broken past it, but it's attempting to. So I'll take that off shortly. But for the most part, there isn't really much going on. Let me see what else people have sent me today. Marlon over here locked in a total of 276. Nice work, Marlon. Steven's funny, man. Steven always sends these things. He said, I'll be back tomorrow. Overslept today. Would have made 1,000 today if I used the 5 lot, but he didn't. So it's all good, Steven. It happens. You'll wake up late from time to time. So let's make up for it tomorrow. Arain over here, he said the low established, saw the buy, saw it as a buy, and he took it. Nice. Oh yeah, so yeah, looking over here, Arain actually caught the buy right there. So same situation that we were talking about earlier with the V1. So Arain saw this entry right here, and he actually took it for a buy. So the V1 that I was just discussing with you guys right there, variation 1, he just, instead of using the double wick, he was looking for the, oh, I didn't update on mine. Yeah, so basically, this is the trade that Arain took right here. He took it for a buy. It's just a variation to the V1. Ah, crap, no, somebody changed this. Oops, I changed the wrong. Crap, I'm gonna have to go and redo the requirements for the breakout. But anyways, that was what I was referring to earlier. I accidentally changed the wrong template. For the 1 minute, it was basically double body, and then we had the pending buy there. So that's what Arain took. He let it run to full TP right there. So nice work, Arain. I didn't even spot that one. I missed it because I was looking for sells this whole time. But yeah, he took it right there, full TP. Josh over here currently up 535 off this account. Nice work, Joshua. And then his second account over here up 237. So nice work, Joshua. Tiana over here as well, locked in a total of 2,065, all wins, no losses. Nice work, Tiana. Took it both ways. And Dell over here as well. Dell currently at 485. Couple losses right there, but he recovered really quickly and they made it all right back. So nice work, Dell. All right, guys, you guys are doing pretty good. I mean, great work so far. I mean, this market's been kind of all over the place. It's been like this for a while now. It's nothing new, but I mean, you guys are doing pretty solid. Taking trades, not even official trades, but taking trades off my analysis. And if you guys are looking to take riskier trades, you guys can just, just always keep that in mind, the risk behind it. Jeff over here as well. Nice. So Jeff just passed his phase 2 on, I don't know what this is. I think it's MFF. So nice work. Jeff just passes his phase 2. He's now getting funded. Oh, TFF. Okay. Nice work, Jeff. Did Jeff pass right there? Nice. His third TFF. So third funded account right there by Jeff. And you guys are killing it. I'm glad to see you guys. Everyone here is still passing accounts, getting funded. I mean, this market's been crazy. I'm sure a lot of people aren't doing that well or being as consistent to pass, but glad to see a lot of you guys here still doing very well with all of this. Yeah, Solange said might finally get that liquidity hunt. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, guys, there's a lot of liquidity up here that needs to be hit, right? Like a lot. It's a ton of liquidity right here. So that's got to get hit. And that's got to get hit. There's no surprise there. All this liquidity here has to get hit at some point. So got to keep that in mind and identify, when the price pushes to those points. But as you can see right here, price is pretty much just ranging again. It's not really doing much. Range right here. We did have price break and close above the opening price, but it never came back for the retest. But I don't think we're going to get any smooth moves. So like us looking for bias right here is probably not going to play out because there's so much other stuff going on behind the scenes. The DOJ is still talking. Yellen is still talking. The oil execs are going to talk in about 6 minutes. So we got a lot of stuff going on here, guys. All stuff that can be affecting the US economy, right? This is one big thing, the DOJ regarding the war. This is one big thing regarding the US economy. And then we have the oil execs talking right here as well in 6 minutes with the news coming up around the same time right there. So I mean, we'll see what happens here, but I do think price is probably going to push up at some point because we do have all the liquidity sitting right here. Yeah, no, Nick said, I think I'm gonna get in on this liquidity for a little push if it hits. Yeah, no, definitely. Oh yeah, and thanks, Rami. There's actually another V1 again right there. TP stop loss is a little tight, but I mean, technically there's one there that's running. However, there's no pending buy signal. So it'd be kind of iffy for me to want to take one of these entries here. But if you're not going to be using that requirement, then it would technically still be, usable. There's no pending momentum. So, but yeah, you did spot that properly, Remy, for the buyer. I'm going to be looking for this liquidity up here. If price hits liquidity up above this point, it's probably going to push up even higher and then just keep pushing up from there. But other than that, yeah, I can see that right there, Maddie. Again, there's a V3 right here, but the stop loss is too close. So you need at least like a 300 pip stop loss, which is like way up here. But yeah, there's technically this, I mean, this could qualify as a V3 right here. There. But we do have news coming up shortly, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, no, it would have been a full TP for like 10 pips or 100 pips actually. Right there, Manny. Quick little push. Yeah, if you guys want to run a V3 like this, like when the stop loss is too close, you can always do a 1030. like how you've been doing, how we've been doing for like the other entries. It's just, it's just up to preference. Runes, you gotta go. Thanks, Sean. Definitely, Rune. We'll see you tomorrow. But other than that, I mean, the market's kind of just, I mean, it's bouncing back and forth. We'll see what happens when the news does come up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. If there's any sort of confusion that you guys have, just put it in the chat and I'll answer it for you. Right now, there just isn't much for us to really look at or take. There's just too many stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and there's no real bias right now because the sentiment hasn't even changed. It's changing slightly. It's now 51% long, which is okay, but the fundamentals here are still very red. So it looks like bias is going to be a sell overall, but we do have all the liquidity up here, so I could see price still pushing up, even though the bias indicates to possibly look for a sell. Rami said the body variations I've been doing are strictly 1030. Nice. And there's another body variation right there too. Rami, the one that we just looked at actually. It's pretty solid. 19's asking, is it continue up or we think it's going back down? I mean, there's no real direction yet. 19, I mean, there hasn't been any bias here. I mean, if you look at the retail sentiment, still 51% long, so not really much of a look there. The fundamentals here are red, but here's the thing, these things don't really matter right now. This bias doesn't really matter because there's a lot of news going on. They can say something where price will push up or push down, or Yellen will say something that'll cause price to push up or push down. This is why you keep seeing such a back and forth movement here. There really isn't a bias. You're basically gambling at this point if you're trading, because you could have a good entry. Like you could technically have a really good entry, and then the DOJ can say something like, oh, we're going to enter this war stronger. We're going to, start sending troops to Ukraine. If that happens, then, price will spike up or it'll spike down. Anything that either of these officials can say can affect the market, right? Like I'm not even listening to what he's saying, but whatever they say can affect the market. Whatever she says or they say can affect the market. This is basically all finance, right? So the Fed here is talking about finances. The Department of Justice here is talking about the war. The oil execs over here are talking about oil, right? So there's so many different things here that can affect the market where you can't predict what they're going to say unless like you have a transcript of like what they're going to say already. There's really no way to determine where price is really going to go. So yeah, for the most part, I wish there was a way we could look, but there just isn't. So for me, I'm going to sit out the market. If I see something really good, then yeah, I'll take it and I'll let you guys know. But currently right now, there just isn't anything for us to predict at the moment. Anyways, back over here, let's see. Charles said he woke up late, so he missed the breakout, but he's still locked in some profits, locked in a total of 117 off this account. Nice work, Charles. And then his second account over here locked in a total of 234. So yeah, guys, great work right there. Other than that, so JJ over here, he said phase 2, day 1 almost completed. So he's up 2,485 for the day. Nice work, JJ. He had one small loss up there, made it right back with all these wins. So really good consistency right there, JJ. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. Unless you guys have anything else to send in or you guys want me to cover anything, feel free to put it in the chat. Otherwise, looks like we might just be sitting around for any sort of confirmation that we can possibly take. But if we don't see anything, then it's fine. No biggie. Rio's price comes back to open. So here comes a risky Rick strategy, right back to the open. See if it bounces off. All right. Let's see. Randy just sent in, he said still about 8.7% left to be made to pass phase one. So yeah, Randy's almost there. It looks like Randy is up 754 for the day. So looking good right there, Randy. So he's just 8.7%, which is not bad. I mean, if you keep stacking up a percentage or 2% per day, Randy, you can easily pass your, your FTMO pretty quickly. Just a couple more days, like you do 2 a day. It's going to be like 4 trading days, really. Should be good. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else going on here. News was negative, so let me pull that up real quick. I'm surprised it was negative. So the crude oil inventories were actually negative. It's because the oil prices are priced so high that people just aren't buying oil anymore, right? Before it was like people had oil, well, they needed the oil, but with oil prices so high, people are just not buying oil anymore. So it is actually negative today. Let me see how that affected the price. There's a couple of things you have to line up. So let's see. We have news price from earlier, which was right there. Then we got a news price from right now, which is right there. They're like right next to each other. So let's see, 7 o'clock. And right there. So we just got a lot of areas of like zones right here for the most part, where news prices and where opening prices. So other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. The dad's asking, Sean, can you check the 1 hour and 4 hour? Yeah, sure. Let me see. So here's the 1 hour. I'm not sure if you want me to look at here. Is there something that you want me to take a look at, or is there? Because I mean, it's clearly bearish right here on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and the 4 hour is also bearish, but they're going to be the same because they're both on higher time frames. So they look pretty much the same. It's just this is more spread out because it's on the 4 hour, but on the 1 hour, it's literally the same thing. It's just more compressed because you're looking at it from a closer view. Sorry, guys. Nick's asking, is someone dying? It's my dogs. My dogs are playing downstairs right now. So, yeah, no, nobody's dying. This is mine. You probably hear him running up the stairs now. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, Nick said that sounds like a fun time. Yeah, I know they're messing with each other. They just came back from their walk, so they're playing around right now. Somebody's dead in there. Joshua says, Sean, is your dog pissed because Yellen is speaking? Right now, Yellen's screwing with the market right now. And there we go, the price pushing all the way back up. So price came down, bounced off the news price, and then there it is right back up. Nice. Rick's taking some risky trades here. So Rick actually caught another buy. Rick's taking some risky trades, but if they work, they work. Andreas over here as well, currently locked in 592. Nice work, Andreas. Andreas is pretty solid so far. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have much to, I mean, price is pretty much just ranging. I mean, if you guys look at the price, it's just going back and forth between this high and this low. So big range right there. You guys can see the other lines over here, but they're kind of irrelevant at the moment. Rick said they were trying to take out all the shorts over London, I think. Probably. I mean, these are from some pretty big spikes. Like if you guys are taking trades right here, you got to have a pretty decent stop loss because they're pushing up like over 300 pips. So if they push up, push down, if they if they push up or push down against your position, if you're taking a buy or a sell, you can easily get stopped out. So you got to have a pretty decent stop loss. If you are trading within these, I would probably use a smaller lot size and increase your stop loss because you just want to have that cushion just in case, especially during a range. Because last thing you want to do is like pull a Rick here where he took a buy and then it ends up pulling down. You just want to be able to survive this little push down because you can catch the bounce back up. So it's just going to be a matter of nice. Yeah, Rick said I'm getting out with small profits, which is a smart move, Rick. I think at this point, it's best to just get in and out of trades as quickly as possible and lock in as much profit. Then go for the bigger moves because I don't think there's going to be any bigger moves right here. It's hard to see right here, but going to the clean chart, you guys can see here that there's not really. Like there's decent moves, but there's not big moves where they're like really worth holding on to for, an extended period. So, and you can see that the range is getting tighter, which is fine. That's kind of what we're looking for. But yeah, anyways, back to what I was just saying right here. There's not really, this is where market open, right? If you look at the range here from market open till now, there hasn't really been too much of a big push. If I just mark up where the candle bodies have gone, not the wicks, because obviously we have spikes, but looking at the bodies right here, realistically, the market has only moved about 800 pips, which is nothing, right? It's like literally nothing. Because usually, like if we were to take like the daily entry, it moved like at least 1,500 pips, which is like this much of a move. But right now, this is all that we've had. So volatility is kind of low. I think volatility is low because a lot of retail traders are out of the market. As you guys can see right here, it's still at like 50%. I think a lot of people are actually being smart about trading today because they don't want to be caught in a lot of these whipsaws in the market due to news. So something to, obviously take into consideration when you guys are taking these trades here. So, other than that, guys, if you guys have questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It's about to be 7:40 right now, so there isn't really much for us to look at or discuss at the moment. The only thing we can look at is all of these different news conferences that are going on. The DOJ is done talking now, so it looks like they're finished. We still have Yellen speaking though, and then we have the oil execs talking right now as well. So we just have. Like this news after news. We have this news happen, then we have this news happen, and that's pretty much it. There's not really much to look at because on top of that, there's no direction, right? Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's 51% long, but this isn't too much of a use for us. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently still 200 points in the red. So overall, our bias is still technically a sell, but looking over here at the technicals, there just is no bias, right? So if you go over here to the clean chart, this is where market open and price has literally just been going, and I'll just mark it up right here. This is probably gonna be easier for you guys to see rather than having all those markups. So price has literally just been going from here and from here. So drawing those two areas right there, this is where market opened today at 6:30, and this is where it's been bouncing. So as you can see, there's no direction because if price had a direction, it would go up, it would retrace, and then it'd go up further. But we don't have that, right? Vice versa, if the price was to go down, we'd have price go down, retest, and go down further. So what I'm doing here is I'm just drawing the picture for you guys, because I know it's hard for a lot of people to see the direction of price, but I'm sure that me drawing this right here makes it a lot easier for you guys to see because there's really no direction. So if you don't have a direction, you won't know where to trade, right? It's just ranging between this area. Price will kind of just mess around down here, range a little bit, come up, bounce off, come back down, come back up, come back down. And then now it's in the same area that it was earlier. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, nothing there. Let me take this off right here. Let's go to the 1 minute. Randy's asking potential V3. There's I don't see one on my end. Randy, I'm not sure if you're looking on a different time frame, but I don't see one right now. Saw your message you just sent. There's a V3 that happened right here. This was a V3. This wouldn't be a V3 down here. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, I wouldn't take this into consideration. If the candle's so small like that, where you have to like literally zoom in, like micro zoom in, I would just skip it because you can't really tell. I mean, you can technically, I mean, you can tell if it's green or not, but if you zoom in like super quick, tight, but if you see something like that, I would just skip it. Also, you want to have your stop loss at least 300 pips. So it's only like about 100 pips. This is what the spread is. Spread is 110 pips normally. So you want it to have at least, 300 pip. You want it to be at least like wide enough for you to have some cushion, just in case it does pull back a little bit before it pushes into profit. Yeah, back to this over here. Nice. JJ said FTMO phase 2 pass, 100K funded will begin Friday. Thanks, bro. Let's go. Definitely, JJ. So another funded account by you right there, bro. So you're good. And guys, just like just another reminder, if someone asks you to pass their FTMO and they try to give you some sort of, like, here's the thing, if they're trying to pay you like $100 to pass your FTMO, it's probably not worth your time, guys. Because the thing is, if you don't pass it, then you're gonna have a bunch of drama, or they're gonna be calling you out in the group where you failed their FTMO or a challenge or whatever someone asks you to do. So just an FYI, if anyone ever asks you to pass your FTMO, just say no. Because yeah, if you guys were in the group last week, you guys don't know all the drama that happened. Just be the bigger man and say no, because you want to end up like JJ over here in the group. So it doesn't matter how good you're doing. If someone gives you an account where they're like $1,000 away from failing, definitely don't take the challenge, because you're probably going to fail it. Oh man, yeah, no, exactly. So just, guys, just learn how to trade. Don't pay anyone to pass your challenges for you. Just learn how to trade, simple and easy. Because even if someone does pass your challenge for you, that doesn't mean you're going to stay funded, or you're going to have, you're going to be able to keep your verification going. So, there's no easy way out in this. Even if you get funded or whatnot, you still have to be able to trade your own account from there. So yeah, no, exactly. JJ said, I almost wrecked my truck. I just had to give you guys a heads up, because I don't want you guys to be ending in that on either end, right? I don't want you guys to be the one thinking you got scammed because you paid someone to pass your challenge and they didn't pass it. And I also don't want you to be on the other end where you have that responsibility. Just focus on yourself, focus on your own account. That's all that you guys need to do to be to be successful in this. There's no shortcut in trading. Yeah, you can probably get someone to trade your account for a while, but eventually they're going to stop trading your account and you're going to be back to where you were prior to that. Yeah, Addie said if they can't pass their FTMO, how will they win in their funded account? Which is, I agree, Addie. And it's crazy. I see people sometimes where they'll get their FTMO passed by somebody, and as soon as they get funded, they blow their account on like their first day, because they never knew how to trade to begin with. So it's like you have to you got to learn how to do it on your own. All right, but yeah, just a PSA. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It's 7:46 right now, so it's getting close to 8. I don't really see any entries right now. Price is just ranging around this area. I mean, this is kind of weird because spring is usually supposed to be the best time to trade. It's usually where volatility is super high. However, last year we didn't have a war going on. So we didn't have a war going on and we didn't have all these interest hikes and stuff going on with the Fed, right? If you guys were trading with me like years back, like when Trump was president, I mean, that was a good time because like whenever Trump talked, price would just go skyrocket and you can take a buy. It wouldn't matter what trade was, what was going on. You take a buy and it would go straight up. There's just been a lot of craziness going on in the past couple of weeks with the war, a lot of changes. So the market just hasn't been very smooth, but it will be smooth. Just keep this in mind, guys. Like these rough waters can't last forever. Like it's not going to keep down. It's not going to keep moving like this. If we go back to some random period, I don't know, let me go over here to a clean chart. So if we back to like, I'll just go back to like a random day. If I could find one. Like, I don't know how far I can go back on this 1 minute. But I know there had to be like, at least a decent day somewhere where price was actually, moving directional. Okay, something like this right here. Like, I don't even know what day is this, March 29th, right? This is how the market should be moving. Like, for example, right here, from 6:30 to 8, right? Our live session. This is how the market should be moving, right? You get open right here at 6:30, price will come down. It'll retrace a little bit, and then it'll come down further. This is how it should be moving. This is like normal. Whoops, I haven't updated this one yet. This is how like price is supposed to be moving, directional. We haven't had a directional push like this like in a while. It's kind of just been a lot of choppiness, like how it's moving today. This right here, back and forth, not like push up, push down, push up, or push down, push up, push down. It's kind of just back and forth movement through the entire session. So, one thing that you guys have to develop over time is to understand like when is a good time to like sit out the market, when's a good time to enter the market. Like for example, we'll have a drought for a bit, and then when market starts trending again, we'll make some big profits within a couple of weeks, couple months, and then we'll go back into a drought. It's a cycle. So it's just something that you guys will start to understand over time. Or if you guys have been trading with me for a while, you guys will see because I analyze the market every day. So you guys know exactly what's going on the charts. So just keep that in mind. And if you guys are frustrated, it's fine. I'm just as frustrated as you because I'm used to making a lot of my profits right now from like January up until June. That's where I make like the most of my profits. And then June till like September, market's kind of slow because it's summer. And then it picks back up in the fall. So I'm just as frustrated as all you guys, but the thing that I'm most happy about is that I'm not eating losses. So just, keep that in mind. Yeah. CT said, yeah, since February 22nd, it's been rough. Josh said, I've learned more by failing challenge accounts than anything else. Those lessons were invaluable. Exactly. So, it's fine to fail your challenges, guys. As long as you learn from them and you get better your next time around, that's the real key there. I feel like a lot of people just fail their challenges and don't ever like think about it. They kind of just go to their next challenge and then they keep making the same mistakes. But if you guys are going back and actually learning from your mistakes, then you should be doing a lot better your second time around or third time around or fourth time around. Or in Rick's case, your 20th time around, Rick's passing. So Rick's been doing good actually. I think for you, Rick, you just got to stay funded, man, because Rick can get funded, but I feel like from there, it just gets even worse, but it's all a learning process, guys. So just, keep learning from your mistakes and keep getting better every day. TC Suk said there are a ton of deals that were on the table with Russia, like war. Yeah, no, exactly. A lot of stuff there. Peter said, if we had all these strategies when Trump was president, people would be passing their challenge in one day. I know, right? We only had like a couple of strategies back then. Now we have like so many to choose from. Like if we had the V3 back when Trump was president, we can just take all the variations, literally variation 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and just keep locking in a bunch of quick profits. Also back then when Trump was president, we weren't scalping, right? We were taking like the intraday trades, which scalping probably would have worked out a lot better. Solange said, didn't even get a push to a session today, ass. Yeah, I agree, Solange. I know that's shocking, right? Usually price is stuck at the sessions. The sessions are like way up here because price has been down pretty much since London. So, maybe that's a sign right there. No volatility. Like volatility is so low that price can't even get to the sessions. Let's see. Fahad said it is what it is, I guess. I'll just try to take my cut and keep it moving. Yeah, that's the key thing there. It's got to keep going. Nick said, I mean, shit, last year you were making like 10K a week, at least around this time. Yeah, no, exactly. The spring is usually the best time to trade where volatility is high, but there's just a lot of stuff going around or going on, not really going around, but going on in the market. Yeah, Peter said Trump equals 1,500 pips a day. Yeah, I know, right? Before when Trump was president, we would hit the daily entry like on open. Instead of taking the breakout, we would take the daily entry and it would go straight to TP. Like instead of just going 500 pips, it would go a full 1,500 pips on open, which was cool because we could just take one trade a day, which was the daily. The daily hasn't even come up yet. So here's the daily on the 10-minute. The daily entry hasn't even come up yet. There's no valid signal that has come up. So yeah, no daily at the moment. Yeah, Nick said, I think we're going to see a big push this afternoon. Peter said there was times we hit like 2 dailies in a daily Trump. I know, right, Peter? We would hit the daily in the beginning and then mid-market, we'd hit the daily again. It was like it was 2 dailies in one day. It was, I mean, it was a fun time. I'm sure it's going to happen again at some point. I don't know, Trump 2024. You guys are still with me in 2024. I know he's been hinting to run again, but yeah, man, like when Trump was president, it was like the market was going crazy. It was going crazy, but the thing is, we knew what to do with the craziness. We actually caught the moves in the proper directions. Maddie said, I'm voting Trump. I need them pips, right? And Solange said, I don't see Biden getting another 4. Yeah, I don't either. All right, guys, getting close to 8. So I think that might be it for the session today. Unless you guys have questions. If you guys have questions, I'm more than willing to stay on here to answer whatever questions you guys have. But I think this is probably for the best because if I stay on this session, I'm going to be forcing some more trades in here. I could already see myself trying to force some sort of trade that's not even on the screen. Let me see if yeah, Yellen's still speaking. So you can see price starting to dump back down. The oil execs are still, executives are still talking as well. You guys see that right there? You guys see the background? They got the Biden sticker. Said I did that. Said I did that to everything. Biden became president. The war happened. Oil went up. That's funny because this is on the actual. This is on the actual thing. It's not like a joke. This is like they're being serious with Trump causing all of that. I meant Trump, Biden causing all that stuff. I just don't notice that in the background. I've seen those stickers at gas stations. Oh man, it's funny. Yeah, CC said it's on all gas pumps over here in the Bay. D said the shade. CHD6 said complete circus. Nick said America's a fucking sitcom, I swear. I know. I'm surprised to see that because this is actual like they're actually having like this is a real hearing. This is at the like where they have the House and Energy Subcommittee. They're basically blaming Biden for everything. They blame Biden for the gas prices. They blame Biden for. So I mean, if they're blaming him for it, it must be true, right? But whatever. I'm not going to get political with you guys here, but I just find it funny because I've seen those stickers and I didn't think it was going to be on the actual news, or not even the news is bigger than the news. Yeah, John said gas prices are $11 a gallon in Hong Kong, $9 in London. Who do they blame that? Well, I mean, it's in general because the war is going on. But I mean, I don't know. Personally, I have no idea. But people are going to look for somebody to blame, and I just find it funny that, yeah, Solange said Boris is pretty much just as bad as Biden. I think also in Canada, a lot of people are comparing Trudeau as Biden as well, right? Man, what a time. Seems like everyone's leader is kind of similar to Biden. Yeah, no, exactly. Mauricio said presidents have no control of gas prices, which they don't. And I agree with Mauricio as well, that they don't have control over gas prices, but they do have control over policy, right? So there's things that they can do to control policy where these gas prices won't go up. Like they can halt the increase of prices. The same with the market, right? If the market's going crazy, they can halt the market, right? Like if you guys remembered when Trump was president or when COVID was happening and price was dumping, they're able to freeze the market. Same with like gas, they can freeze gas prices. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is, really. So anyways, guys, I think that's it for this session. I think we're going off topic. I don't want people to just be sitting around for no reason waiting for a trade. So it's about to be 8 right now. If you guys have questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Yes, he said Sean doesn't care. He has a Tesla. I know, and I got free charging here at my place too. So I don't really care. I'll just step on that gas as much as I want because I don't need to pay for gas. All right, guys. Anyways, have a great rest of your day. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow for the next live session and we'll pick back up. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot smoother. Today, as I mentioned, no real direction, right? Like literally price is right back to opening price. It's been like this for the past couple of days, unfortunately. I'm hoping we get at least one push this week where price is actually going directional. But I mean, other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. So Maddie, I'll talk to you later. See you, everybody. CT, everybody have a great rest of your day. And if you guys have questions, reach out. Otherwise,